Hi everyone, my name is Galin Dinkov. I'm founder of Piglets and some other projects. I will answer a few questions here in this interview. So first, why did I went to the gaming industry and did I go to the gaming industry and what I'm doing at the moment? So I've been a gamer for most of my time. I started as a kid, as a small kid, playing arcade machines. And after that, I moved to Apple II computers, and I got bored at the time playing, all these games. I wanted to create some of my ideas, so I needed to start learn to code, and this is how I entered the gaming industry, or maybe not the industry, but how I started to code, to program, to create something. And I just wanted to see my ideas realized. So yeah, it was a really long time ago, more than 20 years ago, and I studied computer science, uh, even though I was start to code a long time ago, before to study this in university. And later I worked as a developer, then founded companies in the game industry. I've In the beginning, we were working for clients. Some of them, big clients, actually made games for Disney as well, and other Hollywood studios. Started with web games, then moved to mobile games, uh, created multiplayer games, some of um, some really cool multiplayer web platforms for. It was a long time ago before these platforms to become so popular, but really, really interesting stuff where people can play on any device against each other. And more recently, I started to explore the blockchain technology and everything related to that. And my last project, I mixed, game industry and the blockchain, and I created this project Piglets, which is a game coming in the form of an NFT, and the NFT has a DeFi utility as a piggy bank, and many other DeFi utilities as well. And also, it is maybe the first or one of the few NFTs that can materialize into the real world. So we cover many different fields. You start, with this image, which is the NFT, but also you have a utility connected to that, and you can operate with different financial services using that. So it is very interesting for newcomers in the crypto world, and it also is gamified. So it's interesting. We can make some things with it, and it can grow, and also it can bring value as well. And also it can be touched because it can be materialized. So yeah, this is the what I do now. So next question is, why do I think what do I think will be the biggest trends in the gaming industry in the next few years? Uh, well, it already happens. Huge change in the gaming industry. Um, First, I believe more people, um, not only hardcore gamers as me and maybe as the audience, will play games, but much more people will play games in different forms. And some games will not even be considered as games because it will be virtual worlds where people can do different things. It could be a game, but it could be like the Matrix, like a simulation of the world and the environment. So I believe the biggest trend in the next few years will be the metaverse in some form. And yeah, we know metaverse exists now, but it is not well developed yet. And But it will be like a explosion. People, something. The Some big metaverse will appear. Some really cool stuff will start to happen inside it, and people will start to really use it a lot. So this is one trend. Another trend is the gaming industry, as any other industry, is run by the financial interests. Both of the company that is making the game, but also the players. And now the players will be more involved in the financial part of the game. There are already professional gamers who are making money, playing these games. But in the future, I believe it will be more of the gamers, more players will be involved into the revenue share, into the business models in the games. So they will be able to monetize their time spending in the games, and also their skills, and it will be easier not only for professional gamers and for the teams in tournaments, but for everyone. So this, I believe, will also be a big trend in the future. Different models for monetization. We'll already see some new things that happen here in different games, different options for collectible items that we can win and trade later. And yeah, this is what I think. The next one. How do I envision the integration of the blockchain technology affecting the future of the gaming industry? So the blockchain technology is the backbone of the cryptocurrencies at the moment, but is also one of the or maybe the only technology that can provide decentralization of the online services. That means uh, in the future, the integration of blockchain technology could change the games in such a way that they are not anymore controlled by a single company, but instead they are controlled uh, by the community, maybe like DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, or just by its players, which can become some like the changes and the evolution of the game, of a particular game, of a particular game will not be something that some people in a room decide, but it will be a lot more easier to create uh, uh, democratic solutions where people or users are deciding how the game should be, and also again they will be more involved into the financial part of the game as well. So they will have a bigger interests in evolving the game, playing the game, popularizing the game, or developing further the game. And the blockchain technology can provide that. Maybe this is the only technology that can provide that without evolving a centralized party, some company that organizes this. And even new games can appear based on that. Games funded by crowdfunding mechanisms and ruled by the community. This is the biggest thing I think can happen to the gaming industry. How do I think collectible games with DeFi element like piglets will evolve in the next few years? Okay, I had the idea for the piglets based on something from the real world. It was the piggy bank. So like this one, this is a piggy bank, but this is actually a piglet from the collection we have. And in the real world, there are different financial instruments, services, etc. And my idea for the piglets was to create the same thing to exist in the metaverse. In the um, it could be uh, in a game. For example, you can have a real item that have like bank services or loan services, and uh, they will um, they will act in the same way as in the real world, but these are in the virtual world. So this is how I think that in the future more games will have such an element, such a DeFi elements, um, um, and um, you know, collectible game means it's a game, but it's also the idea is that you make a collection of NFT different NFT items, and uh, yeah. At the end it is you can play a game, but you also can play uh, a different kind of game um, where you're having these items, and all of them are financial instruments. And yeah, I believe in the future more games will evolve such elements like that, just because people will be more engaged into that way. Can I speak to the decision behind creating the option for Piglets players to materialize NFT into physical items? Yeah, okay. And the second one, how do I see this trend evolving in the gaming industry? Okay, so when when we started Piglets project, uh, NFTs were already very popular, and everyone was speaking about it. However, people mostly they don't know what actually they're buying. Um, uh, if you buy a piece of art in the form of an NFT, you can buy the JPEG image, or you also can buy the copyrights of the painting. But yeah, this matter is not already legally solved, and definitely the people they don't know about all the aspects of that. So I wanted to create something that the people can see, and they can touch, and also something that the physical object which we have is connected very very tight to the NFT part in such a way that they cannot exist together and non-connected. In our case, we defined that protocol where while you're having the physical item, uh, the NFT is locked, so it cannot be transferred, it cannot be used, and the physical item, the physical piggy bank we have, you need to break it, and inside there are codes, which with these codes you can control the NFT. So the idea is that in our project, the piglets, the NFT can materialize in the real world. In the meantime, the NFT is locked, so it cannot be used, and there is only one instance of this piglet in the real world. And if you want to have it in the virtual world, in the metaverse, you need to break it, to break the physical one, so it does stop to exist, and unlock the NFT. So now you move back to the metaverse, and this is the idea to having a single instance of the item, of the object, either in the metaverse or in the real world. And this was the main reason we created it, to be to the people to be able to touch it, to feel it, to understand how it is connected to the NFT, and so it will be easier for newcomers to understand what we do and what the NFTs are, and yeah, what is the digital piggy bank, what is it. So the trend, yeah, we move to the next one. Okay, so how do I see the role of streaming and content creation in the gaming industry changing in the next few years? This already happens. The streaming and content creation is something existing in the game industry for a long time. I remember when I was a kid playing different games, and the games that had, for example, a map editor or level editor, they were really really interesting because after playing the regular stuff, you can create your own, and this is a different game, and you can share with others, which is really really interesting. So the content creation is uh, something that exists for a long time. Now it is further developed, of course, and streaming adds um, additional level of interaction of the user with the game. So this will continue to grow. Definitely, more games will depend on user content, and also streaming, which popularizes the game a lot. I know many kids now, they are watching YouTubers or other streams where um, some people are playing games or yeah, discussing different things. So this is part of the culture now. I even know that some people are giving lessons while playing games, and they paid for that. So this is yeah, different world, and definitely will continue to grow. How do I see the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in gaming developing in the future? Um, okay, so first, the artificial intelligence is part of the games for again for a long time. Well, it is not really intelligence, maybe in the modern game or in the old games, but in the future maybe this will change. So the AI in the games will become smarter, and even playing against AI opponent could be more challenging. I'm not speaking only for like bots in first-person shooters, but maybe in adventure games where the you need to solve some case, um, some challenge, and the opponent for that is really smart. Like a real brain, and this will make the game really really challenging. And imagine that this AI is taught by all the users playing against it, so it can become really smarter into that way. Definitely games will be one source for feeding information from machine learning algorithms and artificial intelligence. On the other side, for the development of the games, artificial intelligence can, as in any other field, the AI can become like a game developer maybe in the future. But yeah, time will pass when we see that games made from AI, because the gamers at the moment are humans, and humans, I believe, will know better what is interesting for them. Maybe when AIs become, to play games, and they are the gamers, they are the customers. Maybe then the AI will make better games for them. How do you see the trend of gamification in the use of mini games for brand engagement evolving in the next few years? Uh, I see it, getting more and more popular. Even now, it is popular. Banks are using gamifications a lot in order to engage their users more and to make them um, to spend more money into their applications. Um, Travel apps are using gamification, and many others. So, of course, this will continue. Gamification is used for thousands of years to incentivize humans to make some things. For example, maybe the army is the first, uh, uh, you know, the they started to use gamification the first. Maybe they have ranks, they have levels, they have tasks, they have so many things that are from the gamification. So yeah, this definitely works, and people are more willing to do different things if they receive some like a virtual reward or status for that. So um, yeah, in the brand engagement in the future, it will continue to be used even more. Do I think the trend of gamification in non-gaming industry, like educational, medical, etc., will continue to grow? Again, yeah, gamification is a good technique to make the more users to make some things you want. So it's like a little bit of mind control. But in educational, it is used a lot already, so it definitely will continue in education. In medical industry, I suppose, yeah, it will. What key factors should game developers consider when creating and launching new games in the current market? The current market is a hard one, so the question also is hard one to give advices to game developers. Anyway, it is for the game developers. It has always been hard actually to launch new game compared to maybe to launch some software as a service company or something like that. And the biggest driving factor for the game developers is that they are gamers. They want to play games, they want to play their game, they have ideas, and they want to make it and to see it. So it is the creation is always motivated by not maybe uh, most of the time it's not motivated by the financial outcome, but yeah, uh, from the fact they want to play their game. So in the current market conditions, um, yeah, it is hard to predict what the financial part, what will happen in the financial part, but uh, it is always good to have interesting and uh, game that people want to play. And this is the first thing, and after that, everything else, you know, don't it will come eventually. The monetization, I mean, and since metaverse, blockchain technologies, many other things are now combined with games, also funding the game is there are many options, alternative options, not to look for a VC or something, but um, you can be funded by the community if the game is really well and interesting. Then yeah, uh, my suggestion is just to make good games, and this is the most important, not to consider on the financial part.